Hi, I'm Jaguar, this is Cars Daily, and today we are doing our first video review with the Jaguar I-pace. So I hope you enjoy this video, and let's see what Jaguar's all-electric car is all about. First off, I want to talk a little bit about the styling, because I think they nailed it pretty good. I mean, you have these LED technology lights from Jaguar, which give it a really mean look. You have the big Jaguar emblem in the middle, and an air scoop here, which brings in air, which comes out on top of the hood. And it looks pretty wide actually, because it goes sort of like low here, high at the top, and then down again, which give it a sort of predatory look, which means I think it looks pretty cool because of this. And of course you don't need air ventilation here, so this is just closed, but you have this aerodynamic gap here. And I mean, I think this is the most beautiful car Jaguar is making right now. It's maybe dangerous to say, but I mean, look at it. It's just gorgeous, and I think they nailed it, I really do. But look out with which rims you choose on your car, because although the big ones maybe look very cool and stylish, they are good for performance, but they aren't as good for your comfort, because we all know how bigger the rim, how less the comfort, and the wheel noise also increases with this. So do mind, big rims look cool, but if you only want comfort, don't go for them. If you like them and you don't mind, just get the big wheels because they look gorgeous, and you have a lot of options. So talking a little bit more about the styling, I don't like the back as much as I do like the front, because it's a bit lumpy, it goes straight down, but still the emblem looks very nice. You got this nice spoiler, you got here a nice ducktail. You don't get a rear windscreen wiper. I don't know why, but maybe it is because the airflow goes underneath this spoiler here and goes out the back here. So maybe the air presses down the water here and you don't mind, because I didn't really notice and it was raining yesterday, so no problem at all. And boot space, I have to say, very good. It does look pretty spacious. You have a special compartment here for your charging cables, and you can fold away the seats. You can fold these away nicely. They don't go flat all the way, but still you have a nice place for your suitcases and other long things that you need to carry. So here on either side you have a tethering point for your groceries so that they don't fall over. This comes in handy for daily use. Down here you have some different points which are fitted on every corner for heavier luggage and are handy as well. So with that being said about the trunk and its loading space, I mean, it still looks gorgeous from the back, but it doesn't look as beautiful as it looks from the front, because you still have these LED lights. And I mean, look at the logo, it just stands for something. And from the driver's position, it really feels nice. You're sort of cocooned in luxury. You have all the instruments here on the steering wheel for your cruise control, adaptive cruise control, lane change warning, etc. Here you have the widescreen, which is as standard actually, and it really feels like you're cocooned in luxury. The seats hug you as you drive along. You have a nice sound system. And it is a serene experience when you want it to. It's calm, it's quiet. So it makes the driving experience very pleasant. Also, the infotainment screen, which we have here, is less distracting as let's say a Tesla screen, for example, because you have this really big screen in the middle, which I thought, because I drove a Tesla, is really distracting. And here you have just one screen and another screen down here for your settings of your seat, heating and that kind of stuff. So everything in here is exclusive materials. There's not some plastic that I could find. It's all metal or leather. The roof is suede, which is, I think, really nice. It does cost you 1,500 euros, but still worth every penny, I think. These are the comfort seats actually, and you also have the performance seats, which are a little bit more stripped down and a lot more sporty. Everything is made of exclusive materials. I couldn't find a single plastic piece in here. It's all proper materials. You have these digital dials in the middle, so no analog dials in this I-pace. You can adjust everything there also. You have one dial, you can have the navigation, the media, etc. And the steering wheel feels really nice. It is connected, but I would say it's not as sharp as in an F-Type, but who can blame them? And also, which I think is the adaptive cruise control, which can be really useful. I mean, it just takes away this forever braking, accelerating, braking and accelerating when you're driving, when it's busy on the road. Because if you may drive 80, not everyone drives 80, so you have to brake. And this time you just pop it into the adaptive cruise control and the car does everything for you. You only have to make sure you don't steer in the wrong direction, of course. And everything is easy to reach. I mean, you have this infotainment system right here with the wide screen, which is standard actually. You have another screen down here to make sure your seats are right and the heating options right there. Also, you have these options and buttons here, which make sure you can adjust drive or drive backwards, parking mode, neutral. You have the driving modes here, and for the air suspension you can adjust your ride height. A lot more about the air suspension I can tell you, because I'm really pleased with this. I experienced this first in the Range Rover Velar, and I just have to say it's so lovely. It makes sure the car is stable when you're driving fast, make sure it's comfortable when you're driving to town, and it's just easy because you can also lower the car, which makes sure you can load heavy things into it without breaking your back, and it just is top notch. It is an option, but if you are ordering an I-pace, I would say go for it, because it's really useful. One thing I have to say about the infotainment: sometimes you have to press really hard to get it to work, but maybe that's just me, and I'm used to an iPhone, so maybe that's just my personal problem and not everyone's problem. You also have a lot of cameras, front, rear, side, two side cameras. You have a 360 view, which you would expect to be big on this widescreen, but it's just a small picture. But still, you can see a lot of things, and make sure you don't crash into something or hit a curb with your rim. So when you're driving the I-pace a bit sporty, you just feel that it's a Jaguar. I mean, some figures for you: 400 horsepower, almost 700 Newton meters of torque, 0 to 60, 4.8 seconds, and all that for just 110,000 euros. Although this is for sale for 110,000 euros. It's just Jaguar's party piece, like I said. It's sporty. You can really feel the air suspension tightening up in the corners, so it doesn't allow a lot of roll. It just stays flat. It really is an experience. And then again, 0 to 60 time is impressive, but it's more of the effect when you're already driving like 50 kilometers an hour and you press it. It's really phenomenal. I haven't experienced anything like this before. It's in cornering, it feels really flat, and it's just, I mean, it isn't as responsive as, let's say, an F-Type, but it gets really close. And as you can see, as I pressed the brake throttle, the camera couldn't keep steady, and that just says something. I mean, it's a really good car. I mean, it's comfortable, but as you want it to, it's just really fast. Because of the four-wheel drive, also obviously, the two electric motors are one at the front axle, one at the back axle. So this ensures almost always four-wheel drive in the best way possible, and it just grips and grips and grips, especially with the air suspension. So I'm not gonna talk much about the range, because this really depends on how you drive it and what you're using, just like in a petrol car. Combined reach, I'm gonna tell you, is 455 kilometers. That's highway, in the city, and on B roads. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. But just like in a petrol car, if you're gonna floor it, if you're gonna drive it sporty, it's gonna be empty a lot sooner. That's just how it is. Only thing is, if you're gonna have an electric car, you have to charge it, and it takes longer than just filling it up with petrol. As I mentioned earlier, it is fun and exciting to drive, but this is because this car has a 50-50 weight distribution. This is because the batteries are underneath the floor, the boot floor. This makes sure that there isn't any loading space compromised, but it also makes sure that the weight of the car is low and down in the center, which make it a lot more fun to drive, makes it faster and better for the cornering. So while being an electric car and being a compact SUV, it still is a sports car. You can notice it. I mean, it isn't an F-Type, as I said, but it is getting really close. It is a lot more comfortable than an F-Type. They're not, but that's because it was a speed bump. But it just gets close, and I think this is, in my opinion, this is Tesla killer. To be honest, it maybe isn't as fast as the fastest Tesla, but then again, that's in another price bracket and another whole another league, I think, because it's a lot more expensive and it has a lot more horsepower. So, coming to the end of the review about the Jaguar I-Pace, I would say it's a good car, it's a proper Jaguar. A few things, no rear windscreen wiper, and the view out the back is not as good. But if that are the only two things that can be said about this car, then we have nothing to complain. So, good car. I would say thanks to Auto Ventura and Goes for lending us the I-Pace. Make sure to subscribe to our channel to see new reviews coming. Also see the links to our social channels, and see the link to this car and its advertisement, or the other I-Paces they have in stock. So I would say thank you for watching, and hope to see you soon in our next video.